If you like these stories and you want to follow the giants along on their adventures, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Cloud Castle. It was morning up on the giant mountain. The giant kids had just finished their breakfast when they went outside to play. Luna looked around and then she noticed, "Guys, you can't even see the top of our mountain. Look! Where is it?" Bo kind of laughed a little bit. "It's just behind that cloud." There was a big, giant, puffy cloud blocking the view to the top of the mountain. "Guys, we should climb up there, and then we can climb right through a cloud. It would be so cool. I've never been inside of a cloud before." Luna had the idea that it would be super fun to hike up the mountain and hike through the cloud. "Yeah, come on, let's go," Bo said. He grabbed Luna's hand, who grabbed Ernie's hand, who grabbed Apple Peach Banana's hand, and they started up the mountain. As the giant children got closer and closer to the cloud, they noticed the air around them was getting heavier and heavier. And as they reached the cloud, they noticed how heavy the cloud felt to walk through. It was a lot of weight they had to get through to get to the top. But once there, they were able to step off the mountain and onto the cloud. Luckily for them, this cloud was not moving, and they could easily step on it and walk around. Apple Peach Banana was the first to take her shoes off and step onto the cloud. "You guys, it feels like melted marshmallows on your feet. But it's not even sticky." "Melted marshmallows," Ernie said as he took off his shoes. And soon, Bo and Luna joined them. The cloud under their feet felt like cold mashed potatoes, or like warm, fluffy snow. And it wasn't long before Ernie picked up a handful of the cloud and tasted it. "Ugh, yuck," said Ernie, quickly spitting the cloud back out of his mouth. "It tastes like a wormy puddle." The rest of the giant children took his word for it and did not taste it. They did, however, smell it, and they agreed. It did smell like a puddle. It wasn't long before Bo and Luna started scooping up handfuls of cloud, forming them into little balls and throwing them at each other. As soon as the ball of cloud would hit one of them, it would just kind of disappear, like evaporate out of the sky. So it didn't hurt, and it was pretty fun. Apple and Ernie joined in too with the little cloud fight. And as Luna was avoiding one of Bo's cloud balls, she tipped over on the cloud and landed on her back. Then she started swishing her hands up and down and her legs sideways on the cloud. She got up. She had made a cloud angel. Since Luna was lying down, Bo decided it wouldn't be fun to try to hit her with one of the cloud balls. So he started stacking them on top of each other. And they would stick together. And they wouldn't roll off each other. And they wouldn't change shape either. And soon he had made a giant stack of the balls. "Let's make a cloud castle," Apple Peach Banana said. "Yes, let's make a cloud castle," Luna agreed. So Luna and Apple Peach Banana went over to one side of the cloud and started to build the best cloud castle that they could. And Bo and Ernie teamed up and made a cloud ball castle. Both the boys and the girls made castles that were as tall as them, so you can imagine how big this cloud was getting up in the sky. Bo and Ernie's castle looked a little bit like an igloo castle because it was little balls all put together and they just kind of stuck. So they could put balls up and then they could put balls off to the side and the balls on the side would just stick. But the girls, they made a super smooth cloud castle. First, they would take their arms and bunch up as much cloud as they could get. And then they would smooth it up as high as they could get it to go. Their castle had a lot of sharp peaks at the top of it. And it wasn't long before they started to make little cloud people to put in their cloud castles. Well, Luna and Apple, they made cloud people. Bo and Ernie, they made cloud dinosaurs. Their castle was a cloud dinosaur castle, and there were dinosaurs that lived in theirs. Then they all played together. And sometimes the cloud people would go and visit the cloud dinosaurs, and sometimes the cloud dinosaurs would go and visit the cloud people at their castle. And they all got along so nice. Even though dinosaurs ate meat, they never tried to eat the cloud meat of the people. Luna was just realizing that they had been up in that cloud for a long time, so she started searching for the peak. Hey guys, where did the mountain peak go? I can't find it anywhere. Then Bo looked over the edge of the cloud and realized they were no longer over the mountain anymore. And now they had to figure out how they were going to get home. Should we just wait till we get to another mountain peak and then get off on that one and then try to find out how to get home? Apple suggested. Yeah, maybe we could wait till we get to another mountain peak and just get off on that one, Bo answered. Or maybe we could build cloud cushions and then try to ride them down towards where our mountain is. Yeah, let's do that. Let's build cloud cushions, Ernie said. So the giant children got to work. Luna built hers really thin and really wide and long, kind of like a blanket. Bo built a giant fluffy pillow. And Apple Peach Banana built a pillow out of the cloud in the shape of an airplane. And Ernie just kind of built a blob of a pillow. Since Luna was the oldest kid, she said, I'll go first. I'll make sure it's safe for everybody. Bo looked over the edge of the cloud and said, okay, you can go first. Luna took a deep breath in. She let it out. And then she flopped her belly on the cushion that she had built out of the cloud and launched herself off and slowly floated down in the direction of their giant mountain. Since Luna had built her cushion really thin, but also really wide and long, she floated down so nice and soft and slow. It was very safe and kind of relaxing, except for the fact that she was super high up in the sky. Bo said, "I'll go next since I'm the second oldest, and it looks like it's pretty safe." So he took his giant fluffy pillow that he had made out of the cloud, and he launched himself off of the cloud. He didn't hesitate one bit, just launched off of it. He sailed pretty fast through the sky. He actually sailed faster than Luna and went past Luna and was almost to the ground first. Then Apple looked at Ernie and said, "Let's hold hands and jump together." Ernie said, "Yeah, that's a good idea." Apple suggested that Ernie attach his blob pillow to her airplane pillow, and then that way they could do it together and they wouldn't drift off from each other, and they would feel safer that way. Apple hopped on the front part, which was the airplane made out of the cloud, and Ernie hopped on the back part, which was the blob part. They held hands and they just kind of walked off the edge of the cloud, and they started to sail. And since Apple's pillow was shaped like an airplane, she was able to steer it. So if she leaned to the left, her airplane would go to the left. If she leaned right, her airplane would go to the right. She and Ernie were able to steer themselves directly towards where Luna and Bo were. With Apple being able to steer, she felt so much safer about jumping off of a cloud in the sky, heading down towards the mountain. From where her and Ernie were, she looked over to where Luna and Bo were. Unfortunately, Bo had not landed yet. Because his cloud was super fluffy, he kept bouncing up and down like a bouncy ball. Luna, since hers was flat and large, she just landed safely on the ground and stayed there. But Bo just kept bouncing. Boing, boing, boing. Ernie in the back was giggling. "I wonder how long it's going to be till Bo's actually landed," he said. "He probably won't land until after us, Ernie," Apple replied as she was landing her airplane cloud cushion right next to Luna. Once Bo had stopped his bouncing, Luna said, "What do you think will happen to our clouds when we step off of them?" "I don't know. They'll probably just stay here on the ground," Apple said. So they slowly started climbing off of their cloud cushions. And once they got off, they evaporated. They just disappeared into nothing. 1 second, they were on the cloud cushions, and the next second, they were off, and the cloud cushions were gone. As if it never even happened. There was no evidence of them being up in the clouds that morning. And if it weren't for all of them being there at the same time, they wouldn't have even believed it themselves that they had gone. When the giant children got home, they explained the whole thing to their mom. "Mom, we climbed up on top of the mountain, we got in a cloud, we made cloud castles, we had cloud ball fights, I made a cloud angel, and then we made cloud cushions, and we slid off of them, and we slid right down onto the ground. And then the cloud cushions disappeared." Mom Giant said, "Well, that story sounds kind of unbelievable, but if you look over there, at that cloud, it looks like there's castles built on top of it." And sure enough, there were, because that cloud right there had the giant's cloud castles they had built on it. And with that, it started to rain from that cloud, and the children could watch their cloud castles slowly disappearing. The end. Good night, Giants.